And there are a couple of things the airport is offering to help pass the time when you get there early. There is free Wi-Fi, and there are dogs with handlers roaming the terminals to provide stress relief to travelers who might be a little stressed out. A Mira Mesa man who started a fire in his home that killed his mother and sister will spend the rest of his life behind bars. 46-year-old Thung Savith Pabmikse was sentenced today to consecutive life terms without the possibility of parole. He was convicted last month of murder, attempted murder, and arson in the deaths of his mother and sister. The prosecutor says Pabmikse's brother did not attend the sentencing and that he had lost everything because of his brother's crimes.
In the end, it was Randy's gift to Dave that torpedoed Hanson's big gesture. Happy holidays.
Oh, they're like big kids. But I do have to say, I saw Chainsaw at Starbucks at 4:30 in the morning. Yes, we were working. And he bought a jar of vegetable juice, and that was his little jar of spit that he gave out. So
probably good you
don't let him
that.
fool you.
Yeah.
It's vegetable juice. Yes.
That mommy and daddy are no longer here. Alicia.
Just a heartbreaking story. Angie, I appreciate your reporting. Two brothers have been arrested in connection with the robbery of an East County motel where a clerk was wounded by a shotgun blast. Police say 24-year-old Charles Windsor tried to rob the Quality Inn and Suites in El Cajon on Tuesday. During the robbery, the clerk tried to escape into a back office. That's when investigators say Windsor fired one round. The clerk was hit but is expected to recover. Police say Windsor fled in a red pickup truck driven by his brother Christopher. The search triggered a lockdown at Grossmont High School. Charles Windsor was arrested on Wednesday. Christopher was taken into custody yesterday. Both have been booked into county jail. A woman accused of running her car into a crowd of people in Redondo Beach, killing 4 of them, pleaded not guilty today. 56-year-old Margot Bronstein appeared in court handcuffed to a stretcher and accompanied by 2 paramedics. A 6-year-old boy and his mother were killed Wednesday night.
Alicia, an amazing display out here.
Absolutely, and an amazing night to soak in all the holiday festivities as well. Thank you, Richard. The San Diego Sheriff's Department is spreading some holiday cheer to local seniors who live alone. Members of the Sheriff's Senior Volunteer Patrol delivered gift baskets and hot meals to seniors in Poway today.
Here's Kyle Kraska.
All right, so we're talking about the Padres, some big offensive signings going on, right, Kyle?
Yeah, it's been unbelievable.
Right before he delivers that knockout blow.
He was looking for cookies and milk.
Something. We'll see you at 11. Thanks.
Bye-bye. High surf put on quite a show along the San Diego coastline Sunday. Waves between 4 and 7 feet hammered beaches with some occasional 10-foot sets. In Ocean Beach, the waves were slamming up against the bottom of the pier. Even a lifeguard truck ended up getting stuck in the sand. All right, winter is officially here, and we're warmer than last week.
I tell you what.
Some students at UC Berkeley are outraged over their school's choice of commencement speaker. Controversial talk show host Bill Maher delivered the speech this weekend. A former Navy SEAL who pleaded guilty to running an investment scam is withdrawing that plea today. Jason Mullaney is accused of stealing more than $1 million from 11 former and current Navy SEALs and a family friend. Word the U.S. will try to normalize diplomatic ties with Cuba after 54 cold years is sparking strong reaction in Washington. Susan McGinnis reports from Capitol Hill, where supporters are cheering a new beginning while critics are lashing out at the deal. A San Diego State student accused of sexually assaulting a woman during a party near campus will be in court today. An arraignment is scheduled for 20-year-old Francisco Souza. The Portuguese national was arrested last week on suspicion of forcible oral copulation and false imprisonment. He is currently out on bail. If convicted, Souza could face up to 8 years in prison and be required to register as a sex offender. 2014 is on track to be a record year for tourism here in San Diego. According to the San Diego Tourism Authority, an estimated 34 million people will have visited America's finest city by the end of the year.
Everybody wants to visit paradise, right?
Of course, and a lot of people just end up staying, like us.
Forever, right?
Yes. The Chargers are on the road this Saturday to face the 49ers, and now we're hearing Phillip Rivers is taking a rest from practice this week. It was a wild day for law enforcement along San Diego's roadways. 2 high-speed chases and an incident that shut down a freeway kept officers very busy on Wednesday. The first chase started early yesterday morning when a driver ran a stop sign in Point Loma. A passenger jumped out before the driver sped eastbound on the 8 and then transitioned to the 805 south. He exited Market Street before finally crashing into a parked car at 40th Street and National. Both he and the female passenger were arrested. The death toll is rising in the suspected DUI accident in Redondo Beach, where pedestrians leaving church were hit by a car on PCH. Now 3 people have died, including 2 women in their 80s. Several more are hurt. It happened just after 8 last night when a large crowd was leaving a Christmas performance. According to police, a female driver ran a red light and just kept going until she hit another car head on. The driver has been arrested for suspicion of driving under the influence and is expected to be charged with vehicular manslaughter. A woman is hospitalized after falling off a second-story balcony in City Heights. It happened just after 7 last night in the 3700 block of 43rd Street. She remains at Scripps Mercy Hospital. The extent of her injuries have not been released.
Starbucks sold more than 2 million gift cards. And that comes out to about 1,500 gift cards every single minute. Gene and Alicia?
That is a lot of cash, and you must have some Starbucks, and you're a trooper because people keep on walking into your shot. So.
That is some good focus,
Yeah,
Jill.
very
Good for
good.
you.
Here, you know?
It's the caffeine, right? Thanks, Jill.
You know what? It's the opening bell and a lot going on.
And they should all buy you Starbucks to
What
make
can I
up for
say?
it.
All right, thank you, Jill.
I'll tell them you said that. I agree.
It's 10 days after San Diego Padres legend Tony Gwynn died at the age of 54. San Diegans are gathering at Petco Park today to pay tribute to Mr. Padre.
Thousands are expected at the memorial service.
We are waiting to learn the identity of a body found in Ramona, in the same location where a man went missing last week. Searchers discovered a body in a brushy area a few miles from where 67-year-old Alzheimer's patient Carl Solaire walked out of his home without his medication. Authorities have not confirmed if the body is that of Solaire, but relatives say they're hoping for answers soon. An attorney for the San Francisco Giants fan who was attacked at Dodgers Stadium says his client deserves more than $36 million in damages.
Brian Stowe is suing former Dodgers owner Frank McCourt.
That's the very latest. We'll send it back to you at the desk.
Great shot. Thank you, Deb. The power outlook for San Diego this summer is positive, but SDG&E officials stress residents could still be called on to conserve. The utility company announced today that it's preparing to meet energy demands. A Southern California couple is facing a nanny nightmare. The woman they hired to take care of their children isn't doing any work and won't leave their home. Oh, it was a beautiful day all the way from the morning, the red shoe day, to now, and it will continue. Sean, you're revving up our weather forecast in La Mesa at a nice car show.
Absolutely. Great segue there, Alicia. Yeah.
CBS News 8's Alicia Summers live at Kit Carson Park at a CAL FIRE staging center.
Good morning once again, Dan and Michelle. That's right. Hundreds of firefighters are here from across the state. They're taking turns relieving each other here and then going out on the front lines to battle the blazes that have been raging across the county for the past 4 days. So as you can imagine, some of these firefighters haven't had a break in 24 hours, working straight in the heat and in the dirt. But when they finally get to rest, they come here to this camp. Now, after spending the morning here, it's amazing. I did see a lot of exhausted faces, but not one complaint. Here's a look inside this camp that these firefighters have called home for the past 4 days. This is the staging area or holding area where equipment comes in and then gets assigned to an incident. Now, Fernando Herrera is with CAL FIRE. What equipment do we have here?
Well, like you said, the staging area here holds all the engines that are coming in, the different types, whether they're wildland engines, city engines, bulldozers, water tenders. All the specialized equipment from the different agencies are staged here in a holding pattern. And then we have a fuel point for all these folks here, too. This is a fueling point.
Behind me is the mobile kitchen area where the crews will eat, and local inmates will prepare their meals. The crews are served breakfast and dinner with a box lunch, and as you can see, the meals are pretty hearty. And for those lunches they take out in the field with them, there's a regular bag lunch and a vegetarian one. There's everything from sandwiches, vegetables, Cliff Bars, cookies, and everything that'll keep them energized throughout the day. The crews pack their rigs with ice for their ice chest that they're going to take with them out in the field. There's no luxury here. The guys camp out when they have time to sleep. In fact, there's some sleeping now. There's a medical unit on base as well. And Fernando, what have you seen for the most amount of complaints the guys have?
Well, the #1 cause is poison oak. A lot of poison oak out here and a lot of allergies. A lot of guys with allergies because of all the smoke and the dust being kicked up by the fire as they're working the fire line. Again, this is the medical unit leader. They take care of all those minor medical problems firefighters come in. It's like a small little drugstore, too.
There is also a place where they can do laundry, and there's also a place where they can shower as well. There's also an office, a record-keeping office, where somebody tracks every tax dollar spent. And an operation like this can easily cost into the millions of dollars, with the most amount of money spent on food and fuel. We'll send it back to you. It's a tale as old as time, and it's coming to the Civic Theater near you. Broadway's modern classic, Disney's Beauty and the Beast, is inviting you to be their guest. We step behind the scenes to see what goes into making an enchanted world for your entertainment pleasure, and it's no fairy tale, it's real hard work.
There's a lot of athleticism in the show, so people need to look after their bodies.
Take it from the man who plays Gaston.
We all grew up with the show, so we all care about it, and we all know that there's people out there. We met people in the audience last night after the show that it was their first time seeing it, so you want to do it right. You know, if this is going to be somebody's first impression of the show, of the story, or even the live version, you want to get that right. The man who plays LaFou, Gaston's best friend, shows us some of the many elaborate props.
So during the Be Our Guest number, we have all of our cutlery, the forks, the knives, the spoons, that are all dancing, all the ensemble.
He also shows us the costumes backstage, all hung up and ready for play.
This is the iconic belle dress that she wears during the ball.
Even managing the costumes is hard work. This is the costume that the wardrobe character wears. It weighs 30 pounds, and she has to sing and dance in this thing, too. Speaking of singing and dancing, the actors gave us a little dance number from the beginning of the story when the men are in the bar singing Gaston. So you see everything that happens behind the scenes. How does the Beast turn into the prince?
That would be Disney magic.
I have to be careful not to give away all the Disney magic, but I can say this play is an extended version of the animated movie and will include scenes you haven't seen before, but the storyline is the same, and you'll leave the Civic Theater with a happily ever after experience. Alicia Summers, CBS News 8.